Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Back for another live show, and not a lot to talk about today, as always. But we do have news on Thomas Partey, the latest on Zubimendi from Fabrizio Romano, the latest on Sesko, Rodrygo, and Lewis-Skelly. Obviously, we talked about him a little bit yesterday, but we'll be covering the latest news on him as well on this video. So yeah, it's June 19th now. Still no done deals. Let's hope we can change that very, very soon. But let's get started with what Florian Plettenberg has had to say about Benjamin Sesko today. As reported and confirmed, there is no full agreement yet between Benjamin Sesko and Arsenal. RB Leipzig are demanding 80 million to 100 million. So, as I said on yesterday's show, I don't think this Sesko and Gyokeres thing will be sorted out like today or tomorrow. No, I think it's going to carry on up until next month. So unless they do something drastic, or one of these players makes up their mind and says I want to go to a particular team, a different team than Arsenal, then Arsenal are forced to go for the other one. That's the only way we can go actually end up signing one of those players like this month. I think as of now, it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be Arsenal going to sign Sesko, and then tomorrow it's going to be Arsenal going to sign Gyokeres. The next day, Gyokeres wants to join Arsenal. The following day after that, Sesko wants to join Arsenal. The following day after that, Leipzig have said 80 million, and then later on that day, Sporting have said they also want 80 million. It's going to be up and down. I don't think we're going to finalize any of these deals anytime soon. And remember, even after deciding who we are going to push for, we still have to continue making the bids. There still has to be a first bid, a second bid, and then we'll have to agree on the wages. And then after that, it's going to take a long time. So I was hoping that we'd get a striker done very quickly, but as of now, we still don't know who we are going to sign, and I don't think we're going to get any of those deals done right now. I think it's going to take a few more days, maybe even a few more weeks. Hopefully they're there before preseason. Preseason is like 5 weeks away. Hopefully they're there before that preseason. But as Florian Plettenberg had said, Leipzig are demanding 80 million to 100 million euros. We already talked about that particular fee yesterday. So it's all about paying the money or waiting until those teams drop down the price. And that is what Arsenal is waiting for, I'm guessing. So no full agreement yet. And today we've been told that Sesko, according to Duncan Castles, Benjamin Sesko is asking for a release clause on any deal he agrees with Arsenal. I think it's unlikely Arsenal would agree on a deal on that terms. I'm not 100% on this particular news, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sesko asked for that, for a release clause on his deal. But Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal ever have a release clauses on players' contracts. I don't think so, because that usually means any team can come for your player any particular time, and when they activate the release clause, they can just get him easily. So I don't think Arsenal will want a release clause. We're not sure how true this news is, but it's from Duncan Castles, and he has had a few reports over the past few years that are true. So could it be the case? Could that be one of the reasons why Arsenal is not, signing Sesko right now? You're still waiting to push. It's going to be difficult, man. I still think you're going to go through a little more stressed for the next few days and few weeks, guys. I don't think we're going to complete any of these deals right now. It's going to be between one of the two, but who, we are going to take a long time before we find out who you're going to sign between the two, because of the money, of the wages, of the teams, the agents, all that is going to be very complicated. Even if we agree a deal with the player, the team is there. Even if you agree the deal with the team, the player might want something different, and then it's just going to take a long time. Hopefully, though, by the time we get to preseason, we have a striker. I think we're going to get one of them, but I don't know who. It would be disastrous if we didn't end up getting any of them, because we've been looking at Sesko since last year, more than a year ago, and we've been talking about Gyokeres for a long time now as well. So, I still think Arsenal want Sesko. I still think there's I would still say 65% chance we end up with Sesko, 35% we end up with Gyokeres. That's just my opinion. That is what I feel is going to happen. But on the Sesko and Gyokeres deal, basically nothing much has happened apart from this. We're hearing that Sesko might want a release clause on his deal. Nothing much else. We know if you want to get these players, you're going to have to splash more than £70 million for any of them. Let's talk about Zubimendi. What's the latest on Zubimendi? For him, Zubimendi will be an Arsenal player. This one I'm 100% sure will be an Arsenal player, as already confirmed by Fabrizio and also confirmed by David Onstin already. And Fabrizio had this to say about Zubimendi today. Arsenal will pay slightly more than 60 million euros release clause as part of the pact with Real Sociedad for Martin Zubimendi deal. The fee will be a bit higher, but allowing payments in installments as clubs share excellent relationship. Here we go, confirmed. So, yeah, he already told us here we go like a long time ago, but it's just confirming. So that shows you that, yeah, this one is not going to, the fact that he's confirmed and David Onstin has confirmed from their previous statements, he's going to be an Arsenal player. Zubimendi will be an Arsenal player. We are going to pay a little bit more than what we were supposed to pay. I think it's like £55 million, so that we can pay it in installments. There's reports that the installments could be 4 or 5 different installments, where we're going to need to pay like maybe around 10 million, 15 million per year, which is a great deal. That would definitely be a great deal. And yeah, we are not going to announce him today or tomorrow, but he will be an Arsenal player. So Zubimendi, I'd say, let's not worry about this deal. Zubimendi will be an Arsenal player. I'm not sure about Gyokeres and Sesko, but Zubimendi, 100% sure he will be an Arsenal player. And he will be starting in our midfield next season. That is for sure. The way things are going, Zubimendi will definitely be a start in the Arsenal team next season. And he will bring something new to our team, obviously, a freshener in that midfield. He's a player that we've been linked to for a long time, and we've had that at us basically wanted him like since 2022 or something, but we were never able to get him. He's a player who's been linked to Real Madrid, to Liverpool, but none of them have been able to get him. So getting him is big. I remember him playing for Spain in the Euros final when Rodrygo got injured at halftime and went off, and he was really good. So the question will be, how quickly will he adapt to the Premier League football? Martin Zubimendi, how quickly will he adapt to Premier League football? Because we remind ourselves from with the schedule yesterday. Yeah, Man United, Newcastle, Man City, Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, 5 of the first 6 games. Zubimendi will have to adapt immediately. He'll have to be ready right away because, yeah, you're not going to have it easy against Newcastle at St. James's Park, against Bruno Guimaraes and those guys. You're not going to have it easy against Liverpool. I heard that Gravenberch might be suspended because he got a red card in the last game of last season. I'm not sure if it's 3 games or 2 games, but if it's 3 games, he's going to miss that particular game. But yeah, they still have a good squad. The players like McAllister there, and it's not going to be easy. Midfield is very, very difficult in the Premier League. That is one position that you need to win your battles if you want to win the game. So I think it's already welcome to Arsenal Zubimendi. Let's see how he adapts. I think maybe at the end of the month, or the moment to hit July 1st and have that agreement with Sociedad, they will let him go on that date. We've been told that Sociedad wanted to be done in the new financial year and not quite right now. So let's see how that one goes. Now, I've always thought that it was going to be Zubimendi and Thomas Partey in Arsenal's midfield since Jorginho has left. But now it's looking very... I think I said at the beginning like 60%. I think I even started with 70% Partey is going to stay, 30% is going to leave. And then I went down to 60% is going to stay, 40% is going to leave. Now, as of now, it's looking very likely that it's 50-50. There's a chance that Partey might leave Arsenal. We have, how many days do we have remaining to... Yeah, less than 2 weeks. So the decision has to be made in less than 2 weeks. I thought because Jorginho had left, he was definitely going to get an extra year, especially since you have a new player like Zubimendi coming in. You're not sure how quickly we'll adapt. And personally, for me, this is just my opinion. No one has to agree. I've seen people's comments. I've seen people saying Partey has only been fit because he wants a new contract. That's your opinion. I've had people saying, he's too slow. The Premier League is changing. That is fine. I've seen people saying we need Zubimendi to be starting there. Some people want Rice to be playing in the number 6. There's people who want Partey to leave 100%. That is fine. That is your opinion. Personally, for me, I thought he had a good season last season. I thought there's some games, those games that we were playing poorly against Bournemouth and Newcastle, I thought Partey was playing well in those games. He was able to stay fit. That's what I don't agree with. I don't agree with Partey only remained fit because he wanted a new contract. I don't think you can just say he missed 34 games the previous season because he wanted to. I don't think any player wants to be injured and get and miss those games. But it is also true that he could get a new contract, and next season he ends up picking up the injuries that he had. That is true. But he can also end up playing another full season without injuries at all. And if you have Zubimendi, then you're rotating well. That is something I want Arteta to do well next season. I want the rotation to be good. This thing about playing Saka every game, Saliba every game, Partey every game, Rice every game, I don't want that. But that is my opinion. But I don't work for Arsenal, and I'm not Partey's agent. So Partey might want to leave. I've had talks that Partey wants to increase his wages at Arsenal, and Arsenal like, no, you're 30-something years of age. You're not going to give you more wages and all that. You rather use that on a younger player or a different position. I didn't think we could afford to lose both Jorginho and Partey. And it's not just that position. I've always told you guys, I don't think you can just sell Tierney, sell Zinchenko, sell Partey, sell Jorginho, sell Martinelli, sell Trossard. We already didn't have enough players last season. If we go to a position where we have also now let go of 7-8 players, now we also need to buy like 10 players because we still have injured players. Jesus is not coming back until like December, January. Tomiyasu is not coming back until December, January, around there. Timber is currently injured. Gabriel is currently injured. So Calafiori, we don't know how many games he's going to play next season. Hopefully he remains fit. But if Calafiori starts next season and gets injured as well, then boom, a lot of problems there defensively already. Midfield-wise, if Partey leaves and Jorginho leaves, and Zubimendi struggles to adapt to the Premier League right away, that right away means Rice is going to play every single game because you're going to need him in the number 8 position and the number 6 position. I don't want that. I don't want Rice to be playing every single game. Or it will mean Merino comes back to midfield, and we've already established the fact that we prefer Merino going forward, not really in the number 6 position. But this is the latest on Thomas Partey from Fabrizio. Negotiations between Arsenal and Thomas Partey of a new deal are not advancing. So how many days to go? We have we have like 11 days. So 11 days to make this decision. No agreement so far, and now concrete chances to part ways in the upcoming days. Thomas would be available as a free agent. So I think Arsenal wanted to keep him for one more season. I think if you're to ask Arteta right now, would you want to keep Partey for one more season? I think he would say yes. I want to keep him for one more season. Maybe not starting every single game, rotating with Zubimendi, and that also allows you to play a double pivot sometimes when you're resting Declan Rice and all that. But this is why it's also not just Arteta's decision. If Partey says he wants 3 years, that is not Arteta's decision. That is now Arteta will be looking at that. That is the rest of the board, the rest of the transfer team. Everyone will sit down and look at that and be like, okay, can we give him 3 years? Yes or no? Maybe make a vote. I don't think this just comes down to just Partey and Arteta deciding whether they're going to give Partey a 3-year contract. No, this comes down to the whole board and the whole team deciding whether giving new contracts to particular players and how much money they should give them. That depends on the entire transfer team in the club and what they decide. So if Partey says he wants 3 years and Arsenal are offering him 1, they're not going to give him the new contract. They're not going to add another 2 years to that. When is Partey's birthday? Let me just check that. Thomas Partey. 13th June. Oh, actually recently. It just turned 32. So I wanted him to get 1 more year at Arsenal, and then by next season we have a good enough plan to replace him, because Partey and Jorginho they are not going to be here forever. He's turning 33 next year. He's not going to be here until he's 40. So you're going to have to start finding replacements very, very soon. I think Arsenal offered him a new contract. I think Arsenal wanted to give him less money than what he is on right now, but I think Partey wanted more money than what he is on right now. So that is a huge gap, If Partey just wanted the same and Arsenal were trying to reduce it, maybe Arsenal could decide, okay, let's just give you the same, just extend your contract. It could have been easier. Or if Arsenal are offering him the same, and then Partey's like, okay, just add for me like an extra 15,000 per week or something, then maybe a compromise could be made. But if Arsenal wanted to give him like 120,000 per week and Partey wants 220,000 per week, then it's not going to work out. Now, my problem from that is, who is going to replace him? If you're going to tell me today that Bruno Guimaraes is going to be an Arsenal player tomorrow, is going to join us with Zubimendi to replace Partey and Jorginho, I'd be like, okay, they're younger, fine. It's Premier League experience, no problem. But my worry is if you let go of both Partey and Jorginho, and Zubimendi does not adapt as quickly as possible, trouble. And I don't think we have enough players throughout the team, not just even in that midfield position. I wanted us to sign 5 players, and we're already going into the second month, and you still don't have a backup goalkeeper. We still don't have a backup defender. We still don't have a backup for Saka. We still don't have left wingers that we want. You still don't have a striker that we want. You still don't. Zubimendi is still not yet done. He's not a national player yet. There's still a lot to do. I'm happy Gabriela signed a new contract. I'm happy Lewis-Skelly signed a new contract, but I would have kept Partey for 1 more year. But it's not my decision, and it's looking very likely that it might not happen. Right now, it's 50-50. Partey might, in the next 11 days, Partey might not be an Arsenal player, or he might be given an extra year. Who knows how it's going to go? So unless Partey himself decides to, maybe reduce his wages and decide to stay in England. But if we hear Barcelona want him, or Madrid want him, or AC Milan want him, and he decides to move on, or Saudi Arabia, if they give him a good offer, he's going to want to move on. I would not be surprised. Unless no team comes in for him, and then is basically forced to sign a new contract, then I don't know what is going to happen. But yeah, I'm a bit worried about the squad depth already, because I'm not liking hearing this. Kivio might leave, Partey might leave, Martinelli might leave. Who is going to replace all of these players? I don't think we have enough players in this team. If we had enough players last season, fine, but I don't think we had enough players. But that's the latest on Thomas Partey. Let's see how it goes with him. And right as of now, I've read people's comments. There's people who think half of the fan base is crazy because they want Partey to go, and the other half of the fan base think this other fan base, part of the fan base is crazy because why do you want Partey to stay? It's 50-50. If you read the comments online, some people think it's crazy Partey staying because he's slow in midfield. Some people think he's our best player last season, one of the best midfielders in the league. But yeah, it wouldn't be Arsenal in the transfer market without Arsenal fans arguing about something. It's Sesko and Gyokeres one day, is Partey staying or not on the next day? So yeah, let's wait and see what happens with that. Let's go to Rodrygo. No, before Rodrygo, Sasha says, as I'm told on 21st April, 21st, yeah, 21st is a new one, but yeah, it's 21st, but I'm sure it's not Sasha's first language, so he's forgiven for that. Thomas Partey is expected to leave Arsenal as a free agent, so Sasha is saying it's almost confirmed that Partey is going to leave as a free agent. So yeah, looking like we're going to need 2 midfielders, or Rice is going to end up playing that number 6 position with Zubimendi next year. So let's see. I'm still not confident with that, though, because that will mean Rice plays a lot next season. If Rice cannot sit on the bench for more than 1 game. If Zubimendi is touching the number 6 position and Rice is playing the number 8 position, what happens if Zubimendi needs to be rested? That means Rice is going to come back and play the number 6 position. When is Rice going to be rested? I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Let's go to Rodrygo. The players that we really want. Hand of Arsenal says the meeting between Xabi Alonso and Rodrygo is set to take place during the Club World Cup in the USA. The Los Blancos take on Al Hilal today, which was yesterday. They played in the drew 1-1. Rodrygo assisted the goal. I think it was Gonzalo. He assisted Gonzalo's goal, and he got subbed off earlier. His exact role in the team is paramount to any future decision. So he looked sharp yesterday, but he still played on the right wing. We've been told that Rodrygo wanted to leave Real Madrid in the first place because he did not want to play on the right wing, and he was not happy about the manager, Carlo Ancelotti, playing him on the right wing. That is what we were told. So as of yesterday, he played on the right wing. And that is even without Mbappe in the team. Mbappe was not in the team at all. That maybe could have allowed, Vinicius to play up front and then maybe play Rodrygo on the left side where he wants. So maybe play Rodrygo up front. But no, that's not what they did. They still played Rodrygo on the right side. It depends. I think, again, for Rodrygo deal, the ball is not in our court. I think we're going to get Zubimendi. I think Gyokeres and Sesko, whoever we say we're going to get. And if we push for like a day or 2, we are going to get them. But as of now, I don't think Arsenal have decided who they want to get because of the money, not because of the playing style or anything. I think Arsenal are just waiting to see who's going to be cheaper. For Rodrygo, the ball is not in our court. Madrid have not confirmed if they want to sell him. Rodrygo has not yet decided whether he wants to leave. So that's problematic. If a player has not decided, that's why I was actually happy that we stopped being linked to Nico Williams, because what that does is just waste your time. You're going to get to the end of July and you've not signed a winger. And then that is how the panic sets in. And then you end up getting players like Sterling, because you realize, okay, who else can we get? Lookman, oh, he's already gone. Rafa Leao, oh, he's already signed a new contract at AC Milan, and then you don't have time to get anyone else, and then you panic, and then you go and you buy Solimatch from Brighton. That is what we don't want to be happening. Solimatch is a good player, though, but yeah, not for what you're trying to do. So, and Vassal says the meeting will be done. Let's see how it will go. So for Rodrygo, it's going to be a difficult deal to do. I think we have to wait to see whether Madrid want to sell him and if Rodrygo actually wants to leave, which is a problem, because that wastes too much of your time. So yeah, I don't know why we've not tried players like Lookman and players like that. I mean, I want Rodrygo as my first option in the winger position, but yeah, we have to wait, unfortunately. Miles Lewis-Skelly talked about him on yesterday's video at night, but yeah, he signed a new contract, so he's about to sign a new contract, according to David Ornstein. Miles Lewis-Skelly is close to signing a new contract with Arsenal. His new deal will see a substantial increase to his current salary. Mikel Arteta, who has a strong relationship with Lewis-Skelly, was crucial in the talk. So Lewis-Skelly will stay. I was never worried about that. I'm also, at the moment, not really worried about Noneri and players like Saliba and Saka. I think they're going to sign new contracts. The thing is, afterwards, if you don't win anything next season, and then after that things kind of fall apart, then at that point they might Saliba might want to go to Real Madrid. I don't think Saka will leave anytime soon, and I don't think Noneri and Lewis-Skelly, the Haaland boys, will leave anytime soon. But I'm hoping we reward them. Gabriel deserves to be a champion. Saliba deserves to be a champion. Saka deserves to be a champion. Hopefully, we can give them a few trophies next season and the next season after that, hopefully. But well done to Lewis-Skelly. Phenomenal player last season. He was really, really good for us last season. This guy was, this game against Man City and in the Champions League against Madrid, he looked like he had been playing Champions League football for the like 10 years. He was so comfortable in that Real Madrid game. He was the one who created that chance for Martinelli against PSG, I think, in the semi-final at the Emirates. Very sharp. I love the way he wins fouls for us whenever we're under pressure. He's already formed a good relationship with whoever is playing on the left side. He knows how to come to midfield and collect the ball. He's a midfielder, so that also helps. But also, in terms of defensively, Lewis-Skelly was very good. I still remember the challenge that he made against Leicester. We would have lost that game away to Leicester. Before Merino ever came on and scored those goals, Lewis-Skelly made a very good challenge in that game. It could have been 1-0 down. So he's also a very, very good defender, and he's brave. He's always, going into headers against players like Dan Ban. He's not scared. So I'm happy for him. Well done on the new contract, Lewis-Skelly. At least as of now, I don't have to worry about that position a lot. Hopefully Calaferi can stay fit, and then we don't really need to go for a left back as of now that quickly. So let's see how it goes. Let me come to you guys' comments. So that's the latest on Sesko, Zubimendi, Partey, Rodrygo, and Lewis-Skelly. There's over 50 comments here. Let's go on. Let's start with this one. If Arteta considers Sesko, then left wing must consider Rodrygo, says Mubarak. Yeah, I think that is how it should be as well. If you're getting Sesko and Rodrygo, that's why I did the poll the other day and asked you guys, would you prefer Gyokeres and Nico Williams or Sesko and Rodrygo? People would be slightly happier with the Sesko signing if we complemented that with adding Rodrygo as well. How are you, Robinson? He says we want Viktor. Ivan says, Glenn, when are these deals becoming done? I don't think anytime soon. I mean, for Zubimendi, I don't know when they're going to finalize it. Zubimendi will be an Arsenal player, but I don't know when. I don't know where the Kepa story went. We were also told that Kepa deal is already basically done, so we're waiting. Rodrygo, as I've just said, ball is not in our court. That only it's a waiting game. And then if you look at Sesko and Gyokeres, I think as of now, for a player like Gyokeres, it's a waiting game as well, because they have the thing going on with this team with Sporting. So we have to wait and see too. Not ideal. We'd have wanted all these players in by June, but it's not looking like that is going to be the case. Erimai says, what's up, Glenn? How are you? Anu says, good afternoon, Glenn and everyone here. If Partey is leaving, that means we we are short in midfield, then another midfielder is needed. That is what I believe as well. And we've not yet completed the Zubimendi deal. Who are we going to get as our second choice midfielder? And also, it's very difficult to replace Partey and Jorginho because they have the Premier League experience. They've been here for more than 5 years. So unless you're getting someone from another Premier League team, then it's a bit complicated. Unless maybe you're not going to sign anyone Anu. Maybe it's going to be Declan Rice moving back to that position. Maybe it's going to be Merino moving back to midfield. Maybe it's going to be Lewis-Skelly going back to midfield position. That could also happen. RK says, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Let's see. Loneke says Arsenal may end up buying Nunes or Watkins. Please don't say that. Nunes, please don't say that, man. You've already just ruined my day with that. Me imagining that, I was already ruined my day. Oh, Nkunku, even worse. I think we're going to sign Gyokeres or Sesko, but I think it's going to still take a bit of time before we decide on which one we're going to go for. You're welcome, Sila. The striker deal may not be done until we'll rather spend another 100 million, another midfielder than a striker. We still have a long way to go, says Charles. Ateta is indeed with Sociedad. Do I release Partey and go for Zubimendi? What difference will this signing make? So as I've just told you, Badel, I don't think the Thomas Partey case is up to just Ateta. I think this is a decision made by like 20 people. I don't think Ateta can just say, let's give Partey 3 years, and then they tell him, okay, let's give Partey 3 years. No, that's where now Andrea Bett and the rest of the team are saying, nah, we're not going to you're not going to give him this particular contract. We're not going to give him this money. We are going to decide. For players like Gyokeres and Sesko, yeah, I think Ateta can say I want Sesko, and then they can push for Sesko. But for a player like Partey and the contract situation and the age and all that, I don't think it's just up to Ateta. Andrea Bata can just tell him, hey, nah, I have other better midfield options. Partey wants this particular wage, and I think we can get other better midfielders who are younger for less. So I don't think that is just an Ateta decision. I think, as I've said, I think if you're going to ask Ateta today, you would tell you'd want to keep Partey for at least 1 more year. It's better for Arsenal to buy both of them because the league. It's better for Arsenal to buy both of them because the leagues are many. The games, or you mean the games? Yeah, I also don't think you're going to get both of them. I don't think the second one would want to join the moment you get the first one. Lonnie says we are telling lies. Okay, I always see that. Again, you don't have to watch. And I'm not the one who's giving this news. So you can go and tweet David Ornstein. You can go and also tweet Fabrizio Romano. There is his tweet, and then you can go reply to that and tell Fabrizio that he should stop telling lies. I'm not a journalist. I'm giving you news that has been reported by Fabrizio and David Ornstein and the rest. So you can go and tweet Fabrizio and reply to his tweet and tell him to stop telling lies. Let's see. For me, I think paying 70 million to 90 million for a striker is not a problem unless the wages are higher than expected. I feel the same way as well, Solomon. I think for a position that you really need, you need to pay the money for it because that is like the final piece that you need. And we need Partey to stay for a strong bench and players rotation. Charles says that Taz never wanted a strike. I think the previous seasons he might not have wanted a strike. I think from last season he wanted a striker. That is why he chased away the ones the club had and never signed any. He let Xhaka to leave after this best season, and the same is happening with Partey. I'd say just lazy and inexperienced. For not wanting a striker, yeah. I think the 2021, 2023, around there, I don't think he really wanted a strike. I think he wanted to play the Guardiola style, flexible in the team. But I think from last season, he wanted a striker because last season we were really linked to Sesko and we were really linked to Watkins in January. As of now, I think he wants a striker. Xhaka, I would have wanted Xhaka to stay, but I think Xhaka is the one who wanted to leave. For Partey, let's see how it goes. We now need to use money as a replacement of Thomas Partey. Yeah, unfortunately. They should not let Partey leave. He's a very good midfielder, says Edu. Again, with all of this, it also it depends on whether Partey wants to stay. So he might just say Arsenal should keep him, but does Partey want to stay? If he doesn't want to stay, there's nothing you can do about it because his contract is ending. Douglas says I want Partey to stay. It's a must for Arsenal to get another midfielder if Partey leaves. Yep. I believe in this. If we get 15 out of 18 points in the first 6 games, we'll have a higher chance of winning the league next season. Yeah, if you get 15 out of 18, that is really good. That will mean you've beaten either both Newcastle and Man City, in Newcastle, a stadium where we rarely win, or that will mean you've beaten both Newcastle and Liverpool away from home, both stadiums you don't really win, or that will mean you've also beaten both Man City and Liverpool, which would be an absolute dream if you manage to do that. That is from Vinlay. Let's see. I think Arsenal just need to prioritize the striker purchase before July. Yeah, as long as it's done before preseason, I'm happy with that, Philium. Good evening. Watching from Nigeria, says Madiba. Ucheka says, I doubt we will get a winger because of Thomas Partey. I don't know. That's why I usually say I would love to be like in the meetings and all that. Maybe it could be the case. Maybe they feel like, okay, why should we give Partey 200,000 when you can save that and give Rodrygo that? Maybe they feel like, okay, let's move Rice back to midfield and allow us to, have a winger who's going to want a lot of money. I would wish that is not the case. I would wish you could keep most of the players and add to them because we don't have enough players. But it's looking very possible that you're going to get rid of Zinchenko and Partey, and hopefully now, if you get rid of Partey and you get rid of Zinchenko, and we are told it's because of the money and you want to save on wages, then at that point, I'm hoping that you get players like Rodrygo, because if we let go of these players and then we still don't end up with the forward players that we need, then we'll be asking where did that money go again. Let's see. Pro new name says if they make them sign on. It's none of my business. Pro is not having it anymore. Pro is fed up already. Pro is fed up. Ayo says Arsenal is a very unserious club. I doubt Arsenal will win anything again under the leadership of the Crankers. They need to sell the club to serious investors. RK says please subscribe and smash the like button. I appreciate you, RK. Lonikia says Old Trafford without a striker and a weaker bench. I saw people saying it's better to play these games at the beginning of the season. I'm usually 50-50 with this. Yes, you might find those teams are not 100% ready. So if you're 100% ready, you could pick up the points as quickly as possible. But yeah, you also have to be ready. That's the thing. You have to be ready. Some people are saying we can't have an excuse for those games because at that point, maybe Calafiori is fit. Maybe, all the players that have been injured, they're fit by then. But yeah, if Gabriel and Tim are not 100% and then Zinchenko has left and Partey has left and we took too much time to sign a winger, it would basically be the same team from last season. We're going to depend on them. Now, what I do think, I don't think the players that are playing for Arsenal right now are terrible. I still think right now, if I said last season, even if we didn't sign anyone at all, we would still finish second because the rest of the team is good. But to go too fast, you have to buy players. The team that we have right now, even if Arsenal did not buy anyone for the next 3 years, I still think we'd be in the top 3. We wouldn't drop down to 8th or 9th because Rice is still very good. Saliba is still very good. Saka is still very, very good. Gabriel is still very good. But if you want to go and finish fast and you want to go to the Champions League final, that's where you need to buy players. And on top of that, we also don't have enough options. So, because we still have very good players. So I don't want us to waste them. I don't want us to waste Saliba, waste Rice and these guys. No, let's add to that. Lewis-Skelly has just said he wants to stay as an Arsenal player. Good. Let's show Lewis-Skelly before he turns 20, 21 years of age that, hey, yeah, we are happy that he stayed. Now look at our team. We've added Gyokeres. We've added this player. They're going to be here with you for the next 5 years. They're going to win a lot of trophies. Make Lewis-Skelly feel like, okay, I made the right decision to sign a new contract at Arsenal. Make Saliba feel like he needs to sign a new contract at Arsenal. If you buy Gyokeres today and you buy Rodrygo today, maybe Saka decides, hey, okay, this is great. You guys are moving really well, I want to be part of this. Even if you haven't won anything the last few years, I want to be part of this. I know something is coming. I'm going to sign another 5 years. That could be the case, but you never know it. If you don't sign anyone, these other players can look at it and be like, nah, I mean, you guys are not signing anyone. Let me move to Real Madrid. Solomon says this club will not serious. What if injury comes? I will have who will assist. That's why now I hope they have a plan, because I don't think we can afford to sell Kivio, sell Zinchenko, sell Tierney, let Partey go, sell Martinelli. I don't think we can afford to do that. And Fabio Vieira is already leaving. We've been told we also don't want to keep Nelson. We've been told Lokong is definitely going to leave. So no one on loan is coming back or anything like that. So it's just the team that we have right now, and you need to add to that. Emmanuel says poor management will make supporters hate Twitter. These people are not serious at all when it comes to decision making. It's like they don't know what they want. Another season with no score depth coming. Shame. We cannot have another season without score depth. That is my biggest problem in this team. I want us to add quality, striker, left winger, but that depth thing is my worry. Timber last season, Timber is having to do a surgery right now because we overplayed him last season. Now, not really his fault because Ben White was injured, but anytime we even moved Partey to right back, no one else to play in midfield. That means you don't have squad depth. And the problem with Arsenal right now, the moment one player gets injured, we are having to move things around. One position, one player gets injured in one position, we are having to change 3-4 positions. That is not good. Our right back gets injured, we have to move Partey from midfield to right back. That means we've messed up right back. We've also messed up the midfield. And then we'd move Rice from the 8 to the 6. And then you'd move Havertz from the front line to the 8. Like one injury, one suspension, we have to make like 4 changes, which means we don't have good enough backup players. Same with Saka. Saka gets injured, we have to move things around. We have to move Martinelli Trossard to the right wing, and then we have to do something else on the left wing, and then that also means we have to change the left back because we need someone to provide the width on that left side. Like, it's too many changes. Why not just let's know that, okay, right back, it's Timber and Ben White. If one gets injured, we are going to have someone else there. Center back, we know, okay, Saliba is there, but sometimes Saliba needs to get rested. Let's have Kivio, let's have Ben White there sometimes. Midfield, we know that, okay, if Rice is playing the 8, if he's not there, we are going to have, whether it's Havertz or Merino or whoever is going to play there. If Odegaard is not there, we know, okay, it's Nwaneri. It's not like Odegaard is missing and then we have to move someone else from defense to the number 10 position. No, we don't want that. The reason why players like Zinchenko have been playing a few games as a number 10 at Arsenal, I think he played 2 games as the number 10. I think we also had Rice and Merino playing as the 10s. I think we also had Trossard and Havertz previous season playing as the number 10. Is because we don't have enough players. Mose says, I'm tired. And same with Mohamed. Mohamed also says he's tired. So June 19th, that's the latest. Zubimendi will be an Arsenal player. Sesko, we're still deciding. Partey, it's 50-50 now. We're not sure if he's going to be here or not. Rodrygo, the ball is not in our court. You have to wait for him and Madrid to have a meeting. And then the good news from today is that Lewis-Skelly has signed a new contract. That is great. Hopefully Saka, Saliba, and the rest of those guys follow. And if Partey can get 1-year contract, I don't mind it, but it's looking very unlikely at the moment. Peter says, up the Gunners. Hopefully we have a lot to celebrate next season. Let's take this one. This is a long comment. You can't even see me on screen anymore. How far with Thomas Partey's updates prior to his contract issues? We'll really be disappointed if Partey leaves and we fail to get a proper replacement. Someone of class measurable to him and can really hold up that backup midfield role tightly. And I'm just worried about the level of physicality he has in the backup role. Just imagine we end up having Havertz in that midfield. If we secure a top striker and a left winger, sometimes I just start imagining that if we get Sesko, they cut off your comment because it was long. I don't know what else you wrote after that. But yeah, I get what you're trying to say. We definitely need, if you're going to let go of Partey, we definitely need to replace him. That we cannot have another season where we are saying, okay, this time we got Gyokeres, that is great. This time we got Rodrygo, that is great. But guess what cost us the league this time? We did not replace Partey. let's not make that error again. We've been making those errors since 2005. We sort out one position and then we mess up the other position. You cannot do that. If you're going to bring Bruno Guimaraes or someone, you know, of that ilk who has Premier League experience, okay, but I don't think you can like just let go of Partey and then not replace him. Some people are saying Zubimendi is the replacement for Partey. Okay, so who is the replacement for Jorginho? You still need two midfielders in that. You need two players in that midfield. Why can't Arsenal get proper replacement for players? Saka, no replacement. We've been told before that the fourth signing that Arsenal want to make is a backup for Saka, not really a number 10 or number 8. We want a backup for Saka. So we are told striker, left wing, a backup for Saka, and a backup goalkeeper. That's what we were told. So let's see how it goes. But that's the latest today, guys. If there's any news later on, we'll do a video on it. But as of now, that's literally everything that has happened today. If we were to do another live stream the next 1 hour, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. That's how quiet the last 2 days have been. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.